note. I've been expecting you to ring me up all day." I said I was very sorry, and thanked her for the ticket, and said how much I had enjoyed the play and so on. By this time people were beginning to push past us, so we had to move out too. On the way out she said, "Oh, you will come and see George, won't you?" I said, "Rather. Who's George? And when do you want me to come?" She said, "George is my brother, of course, and I want you to come now." By this time we were fighting our way through the scrum in the doorway. I said, "What? Now as ever is?" She said, "Yes, come along. My car is waiting just round the corner." And she sort of hurried me up that little bit of the Charing Cross Road and round into Cranbourne Street. And there, sure enough, a very nice car was waiting. The man was evidently on the lookout, and the moment he spotted us, he had the door open, and she got in and made room for me. Well, of course, I admit that it had been rather quick work, and it might easily be very unwise to go any further. But one can't always be weighing the pros and cons, especially when the pros are pretty. And there was the man standing with the rug waiting to tuck it round us, and wondering why I did not get in. Oh, well, of course, it was quite impossible not to. So I got in and away we went. Mind you, I did think that once in the car I should be able to put a few leading questions. But not a bit of it. It was one of those totally enclosed cars, where the man sits in with you and can hear every word you say. And that being so, I couldn't very well ask my hostess what her name was now, could I? I mean, it would have sounded too utterly hopeless for anything. So we just talked of this and that, and said the usual interesting and amusing things that people do when they've known each other for about 5 minutes, and there it was. Presently the car turned into Jermyn Street and stopped at a house about 3 doors down on the left-hand side, and it is no use your going round tomorrow to gaze up at the windows because it has been pulled down. Well, as soon as we were out of the car it drove off, but I was just able to get the number. My lady soon had the street door open, and we went in. It was pitch dark inside, and she whispered to me not to make any noise, and then she listened very carefully. I thought this was rather rum. Then, apparently satisfied with what she heard, or rather didn't hear, she switched on a dim light somewhere and we went upstairs on tiptoe. I was able to notice on the way up that the lower floors were given up to offices and that kind of thing, and that the top floor, when we got to it, had been divided off into a flat with its own front door. She listened outside this for a moment. Mind you, I was getting rather bored with all this listening, I don't mind telling you. Then she opened the door with a latchkey and we crept in like a couple of burglars. She switched on a light and said, "You might leave your hat and coat on that chair, will you?" And while I was doing this, I was able to notice that we were in a very luxuriously furnished flat, rather oriental in style, thick carpets and hangings everywhere, weird pictures on the walls, you know the sort of place. I also noticed that there were 2 doors opposite the front door, both shut, and that the hall, or rather corridor of the flat, led off down to the left and then turned sharply to the right. She took me down this and round the corner, and in at a door on the right-hand side, and I found myself in a very nice sitting room, furnished in much the same style as the hall, only more so. In the wall opposite the door were 2 windows, with thick curtains drawn. In the middle of the right-hand wall was a fireplace with a gas fire in it. To the right of the fireplace was a cupboard, bookcase thing going nearly up to the ceiling, and to the left of the fireplace another door. This was shut. Of course, I quite expected we should find Brother George here, but he wasn't. In fact, there was no one at all. So as this was my first opportunity of speaking to the good lady alone, I tackled her and said, "Look here, you know, don't think me ungracious and all that sort of thing, but you must realise that I still haven't the faintest idea who you are." And she said, "Oh, but I explained all that in my letter." And I said, "Yes, but I haven't had the letter." Then she said, "Of course, how stupid of me. I keep on forgetting that. I know it must seem very strange to you, but as a matter of fact, I've got a little surprise for you. Only it isn't quite ready yet. I wonder if you'll give me a few minutes."